Welcome back to Travel Show Live. Today it's all about weather in Boston. Very important because it can get a little cold in Boston. That's why Bill Evans is here from Channel 7 WABC in New York. And we love Boston, right?
Absolutely. You know, Boston has unique weather, 4 full seasons there.
Right.
And a little more wind, especially if you're going to the Cape. You're going to find yourself getting into a little wind and around Hyannisport. But in the Boston area, you're looking at temperatures in January and February that are in the mid and the upper 30s for highs, 30s for lows. So it's not too oppressive, but you can get a lot of wind and a lot of nor'easters and snowstorms. So you really want to dress warm. You got to have the long coats in the Boston area. You got to have the gloves, the ears. You got to really cover up if you're coming in the dead of winter, which is January basically into about the second or third week in February. Then the temperature starts to warm up just a little bit. And then as we go through March, we start to see some windy days. But in the Boston area, you know, it's a changeable weather type. It is a lion month where you can have 60s and 70s in Boston during March, but it'll drop back down and a major nor'easter will come up and you can get a blizzard in Boston during, you know, March. That's a March month where you would think, well, it's going to start in springtime and the flowers come out. It's a very up and down month with temperature because winter goes out kicking and screaming.
Right, you never know.
Once you get to April, you start seeing the temperatures in the 50s and 30s, upper 30s to 40 at night, and then you're starting to see some windy conditions as we get into May. You got a lot of rain in April, so pack your rain gear if you're going to Boston in April. May, you start to see things start to slowly dry out. Windy month, very pretty. Things start to warm up, flowers start to come out. May, June, first 2 weeks in July, great time to be in Boston.
And I was going to say, because it's not, the humidity is a little bit lower up there, isn't it? A little bit?
May particularly, and June also. You get a nice breeze that's going to be coming in off the Atlantic. It's going to feel very nice. Now, even when you get into the oppressive days of July and August, Boston's a great place to be with the wind coming in. You know, the further north you go, you're going to get into more heat, oppressive heat and humidity. 70s in late June, getting into July, 80s in late July and into August. And then you'll get some humid days there. As you start to get into the end of summer, you get into August, that can be the most oppressive month in Boston. Once you get toward the end of August, get into September, boy, it's almost right on schedule with the change in temperature, and the daylight of course gets shorter, the leaves start to change, the winds pick up, and it's very dry in September, October, and November in the Boston area.
Still my favorite time to visit. End of September, beginning of October up there. You get just a little wind going, the leaves start to drop. I love it up there that time of year. And then winter time can be a little on the chilly side.
It can be, and it can be rough. You know, they can get a lot of snow there in a short amount of time. You can get a big low pressure system that really winds up out into the Atlantic and makes it oppressively cold and windy with wind chills down in the single digits, 0 and below. That of course starts in middle December, into December, then into January. You know, one of the best times to be in Boston is Christmas time. It really is pretty in that area, and you have a good shot a lot of the time of getting a white Christmas in December, and that's one of the few places in the country where Boston can average a white Christmas. It's only about 23 to 25% of the time you get a white Christmas, but it's a good time to be in Boston.
Well, there you go. You don't need any more information than that. Thank you, Bill, for that.